Hello everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com and welcome back. I have some pieces that I've made recently from the August 2021 bargain bead box that we had just gotten in. And it's been a while since I've just done a finished jewelry update dedicated to the pieces from that box. So I've got about 9 different things that I created. I can't wait to share with you. Hopefully it'll give you some ideas and inspiration, maybe, especially if you are stuck and you are trying to figure out what to do with some of the components. I know I always love to see what everybody else is creating with the same types of materials because we all have such different ideas. But I will leave the link in the corner for that unboxing video. If you haven't seen it or haven't heard of the bargain bead box, you can check out that video to see the materials unboxed. And I'll also leave a link to that subscription below with a coupon code good off of your first box. It's really an awesome deal. And I used everything in the box except for what you see in this container. So I've got some things left over that I didn't even use. And I supplemented a little bit with my own stash, for example, with the seed beads and here and there with some wire or findings, but that's pretty much it. I tried to use primarily what came in the box. So as you can see, I have this necklace here. This is that agate dragon veins pendant, and I did a right angle weave bezel around that pendant with some size 11.0 and size 15.0 round seed beads. I think that really sets off that bright fuchsia color, and I included some of those agate beads that we received this month as well. I did pull some of these larger magenta colored beads from my stash, but I do believe they came from Beadbox Bargains, which is their sister site. I used some of the bead caps and the spacer beads. The seed beads in the cream color, those are from my own stash. I just decided to bring that color up along the outer beaded portion. And then I made some of these little tubular beaded beads out of cubic right angle weave, actually prismatic, because I used 6 beads around. And if you don't know how to do that, I do have a prismatic right angle weave tutorial that will show you kind of the basics of that stitch. And then I just added some of those little silver 15.0 seed beads around the spaces in the center, capped those off with the bead caps, used some of the silver daisy spacer beads. There's a look at the back of the pendant, so pretty much the same on both sides, and just used a large stainless steel jump ring. I had to attach that to the beadwork. I don't think I've done a tutorial yet on how to do a right angle weave seed bead bezel, so if you'd like to see how to do that, feel free to leave me a comment down below. It's another alternative to doing a, say, peyote style seed bead bezel, and you can do that around pretty much any shape, so it's a good versatile technique to learn. And then this bracelet kind of coordinates with the colors of the bright magenta fuchsia that we see below. So this I do have a tutorial for, and I will try to link that in the corner. It will look a little bit different because in that video I used rondelles and bicone beads, but it shows you how I wrap the beads onto 2 links of memory wire. And in this example, I have made those a little bit longer. They overlap a little bit, and I also tapered down the ends, which is just a little bit of a different variation than I showed in that video. But this is where I used some of those man-made moonstone beads in the center, also more of those agate rounds, and then I brought in some of those lavender faceted quartz beads around the side. I had some pink aluminum wire in my stash, decided to break that out to do something a little bit different. And like I said, just tapered the ends of that a little bit. And then I added a butterfly charm because I thought the colors went really well with this particular bracelet. So here's a look at the necklace and bracelet off of the display. You can see back here, I just added a little piece of extender chain and an embellishment on the back to dress that up a little bit. It's got a lobster clasp closure that's stainless steel, and I do sell my finished pieces, so if there's anything here that you're interested in today, feel free to check my website at orchidandopal.com. If you don't see something listed, feel free to ask. You can leave me a comment or email me. Either way is fine. It's possible I haven't had a chance to list the item yet. Here's the next necklace, and I actually made a set, but this is just the necklace so far. And you can see I used those floral porcelain beads that they sent. I thought those were really nice in the way that they combined all the colors of the palette of the contents this month. I used that floral focal pendant here and also dangled some of those glass leaves down from the bottom with a little bit of chain and added a little purple butterfly here. We'd gotten several of those in the box. I also used some of the light pink rondelle beads, the lavender quartz, and I created wire wrapped loops that I linked together. Also included some of the chain that came in the box. There's some of those vibrant green bicone beads that I thought coordinated really well with the leaves. And I also made a simple stretch bracelet that coordinates with that necklace, more of those porcelain beads, the rondelles, and then brought in some of those lovely light pinky mauve colored beads with a charm accent, one of these little flowers, some of those green bicones up there. I also have a tutorial on how to make stretch bracelets if you want to check that out. If you are new to those, lots of tips and tricks in that video, and I will try to leave that link in the corner. And I also made some coordinating earrings. You can see here that I took the actual little silver ball portion off of the earring finding and added one of the green bicones to go with the set and included the floral porcelain bead and the lavender quartz and one of those charms that coordinates with the bracelet. So that's a link to this set together. I think the colors are just really sweet and kind of had a romantic garden-inspired theme this month. I think the theme was called Wildflower Meadow. And then at the back of the necklace here, you can see I've also brought in one of those little teeny purple butterflies, just like I have on the front of the necklace, to add a nice embellishment detail at the back. Then next is this pair of earrings. I used several different components that came inside the box, including two of those butterfly charms that originally looked like this. They were just plain antique silver, and they had that kind of inset section for each of those wings. And I had mentioned in the video that I might try to play around with a little bit of resin or something. I'm very new to resin myself, but I like to experiment with all different types of things. I had some UV resin. I do have a video coming to show you exactly how I made these resin-filled components, so you'll have to check that out coming very soon, and just gives you another option of something that you can do with metallic components like that. As you can see, I also used the little purple glass butterflies over top of these floral, what were toggle clasp loops that I added to connect these components together. So here's a closer look at this earring. You can see how that's all pulled together. I used a jump ring there to hold the butterfly to that clasp loop. Another jump ring there to hold on that glass butterfly that I added off of the top of the toggle clasp component. And then the little butterfly earring findings are something I've had in my stash for quite some time. And of course, were the perfect thing to bring out to use with these butterfly themed earrings. And then next I have a necklace in which I used the rest of the floral charms that I had and those floral connectors I linked all together with a jump ring in between to use at the front of this necklace, and then dangled off some of those moonstone beads that I wire wrapped in between some of those floral charms. I like the look of the wire wrapping on the top and the bottom, which I think really frames out that light play nicely that these beads have. And then I used two of the floral loop portions of the other two toggle clasps that we had gotten. So pretty simple necklace. Also used the chain that came in the box and created this kind of airy and pretty simple component and wire necklace. I will show you the component up close. You can see that I started out with a ball head pin and looped that onto the jump ring, and then I took a separate piece of wire and wrapped that around the bottom, brought it up, wrapped it around the top, wrapped it around the bottom again, and achieved that wire wrapped framed loop look. Next up is one of the pieces I am most excited about. I've been wanting to do a beaded flower for quite some time. I'm going to turn this into a pin or a brooch. I have the findings, I just need to attach that to the back. But this is the beaded portion, and this is using those glass petals that came in the box as well as the glass leaves. And here is a look at the bottom so you can see kind of how I put that together. I will try to do a tutorial on this to show you exactly how I did it. Through some trial and error, I am very happy with the results. It feels very sturdy, and I have this nice flat base that I can then attach that brooch or pin finding to. There's a look at the side. So I just added some of my own 11-0 seed beads, but this is all very much intact and not wobbling all over the place, so I feel really good about it. Added some of those bicones in the center, some more seed beads, and overall I just absolutely love how this piece came out. So I hope to be able to come back and show you how you can do that if you're interested in creating one of these beaded flowers. And here's the last necklace. I kept that resin pendant really simple with the floral detail inside, and just added that to some of the chain that came in the box, and added some of those bicones that came, which I thought really matched that green in the pendant really well. Added those to some ball head pins and wire wrapped several of those on either side of the pendant, and kept the back of that really simple with a lobster clasp extender chain and a little bicone bead hanging off of the extender chain on the back. So that is everything I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed checking out these pieces that I made from the bargain bead box. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have a favorite. Also stay tuned for that butterfly resin tutorial and hopefully that beaded flower tutorial to come. Feel free to let me know if you have a favorite item here, or let us know what you have been up to with these materials. Maybe you did something completely different, and I'm sure we'd all love to hear about it. But thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and definitely hit that subscribe button too while you're there so that you'll be notified when I'm posting new content. That's all I have for now, but until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.